everybody. I don't know if I'm going to use my original intro or not, so I'm going to film this again, but I tried to film this last night. I worked so hard on my 2026 reading journal, and I haven't updated any of the pages with any of the books that I've read. I've read 10 books. It's April, first week of April right now, so I want to get started on that, but I also have to finish 2 of the spreads in here, so I never went back and put like covers in them. So I'll link to my setup page, my setup video, if you haven't checked it out, but I thought I'd have you help me with this 26 for 2026 spread. 26 books for 2026. Started it last night, and I typically am printing on just regular matte sticker paper. I think they turn out really nicely, but for whatever reason, when I was putting them on and rubbing it, you can kind of see I put the first one down over here and it like rubbed the ink off. So I'm not sure what's going on, but I decided I didn't like that. I don't want to wait for more sticker paper. So I actually have an old like printer, similar to like the ones that are popular right now. This is just an older Polaroid version. It takes the same zinc paper, so I'm just using this zinc photo paper, and I decided to do the like 4 book covers in a collage and print them on little stickers. So I usually don't like this because I don't like the glossy, and I don't know if they make that zinc paper in like a matte. I haven't really looked into it. I don't know if that's just how it prints. I don't know enough about it. So I thought I'd talk to you about the books that I'm gonna put in here. For this spread, I typically only put half of the year at the beginning. So usually December, January, I pick, you know, whatever half of the number. So right now it's 13. So I picked 13 books that I want to read throughout the year. And then in June, I'll come back here and pick the last half of them. That's just to give me room to learn about new books, new releases, new recommendations, start a series, and decide I want to read a second book or subsequent book. So that's how I set up mine. I'll show you a past version. I really don't hold myself to this as like finishing it for a goal or anything. So this was 23 for 2023. I lost those book covers, but I usually, you know, try and prioritize these, but again, stuff happens, or I'm a mood reader and it doesn't go that way. So let's just kind of look at years past if we can find them easily. That's top 10. 24 for 2024. I think the gold were ones that I finished, and then I think the next year I went in and put when I actually, if I came back and read it, but and then 2025 I didn't put my covers in, I don't think. I think that's what I was gonna start, but I've messed up my order of how I printed the pictures, and now I don't know where they go. So yeah, so I didn't set the second half. Like I set the second half, but I don't remember what it was, but I have it somewhere. So you can see I read 4 of them over here. So that's just kind of, it's just a fun little challenge. I don't think I'll ever probably finish the whole spread, you know, and read all the books, but maybe one of these days. So I'm just gonna kind of lay these out. There's no real order to like what I want to read. I just want them to kind of, there's some dark books and I don't want them all to end up kind of with each other, if that makes sense. Spread the wealth, spread the colors. And some of these I've moved from year to year. Okay, welcome back to regularly scheduled programming. I found a missing book sticker. Anyway, let's start again. I want to put something just under here so it's a little flatter. and lay these out. I'll speed that up for you while I play around. Okay, I think we're gonna go with this order. I don't know why it really matters. It doesn't in the long run of things, but anybody else hate getting sticker backing off these? Oh, that was kind of easy. Sometimes I don't do tweezers well. I don't typically use them. My box is not perfect, and that is okay. I might next year consider not doing the box. But the first one I stuck down there is Heart the Lover by Lily King. I have not read, what is it, Lovers and Writers, or Writers and Lovers. I currently have it out from the library on my Kindle, but I'm reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I don't want to start another, and I'm reading all fours, so I don't want to start another book. But I did really like that. I gave it 5 stars, so I'm excited to read Writers and Lovers, or Lovers and Writers, whatever, because I didn't know that they belonged together. But that was interesting, and they're not really like sold as, like, I think Heart the Lover is kind of like a prequel and sequel at the same time. I'm not really sure, but that one was good. Then I had Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I have read several other books by V.E. Schwab, and I enjoy them. This was a book of the month that I got last year, and I set it out with the intention of reading it last year when we moved. It was in my like priority bag of books, and then I think things got rearranged, and I think it ended up actually in storage. So I don't physically have my copy, and we don't often go to storage. So hopefully sometime this year, I hope we get a house and can get our things out of storage, including my books. And then Frozen River is a historical fiction, which I like. Frozen River by Ariel Lahan is recommended. My mom read it in her book club. She's part of a book club with the library in our hometown, and she recommended it to me, and I've seen a couple other people. So I just recently found a used copy this year, and it was on my list before that, but then I found the copy. So Deadbeat by Leigh Bardugo is the like culminating book in the Ninth House series, the Alex Stern series, and I really like it. I probably need to refresh myself. The other books are, like I said, Ninth House, and then why am I blanking? It has a bunny on the front of it. Hellbent. Ninth House, Hellbent, and then the third one is going to be Deadbeat, and I like the owl on it. It's a dark academia, fantasy, kind of sci-fi fiction book, and I really liked it. I liked the characters. I know it's not for everyone. I think my friend Ashley didn't enjoy it as much as I did, but I liked it. The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna has been on my list forever. I have read some other Kristen Hanna books. I read The Women, I think last year or the year before. But it's been on my shelf. It was like one of the first books I bought at the used bookstore that I go to. I scooped up a couple different ones by Kristen Hanna. I've read The Four Winds and The Women, like I said, but that's about it. So I have The Great Divide, The Nightingale on my shelf, and so I want to prioritize that. Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It is new to me, but it sounded pretty fun. So I just thought it would be kind of a fun, lighthearted kind of book that I don't typically read. The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store has also been on my list for a couple years. And it's just one that I've kind of honestly forgotten what it's about. But I know I want to read it. And I know it's been recommended by other people. So, and that's the same with this Buckeye. It's a book of the month pick that I have. I couldn't tell you what it's about right now. But I've seen a lot of people that I follow like it. So I'm just kind of trying and prioritize. I usually try to prioritize physical books that I own too. Babel by R.F. Kuang. I started this last year. It's long chapters. I was only reading about a chapter every night, and so that one's a hard one to kind of make progress in. But I do really want to finish it. It was kind of picking up right when I decided to move on. So it's one of the ones that like I definitely need another book to read while I'm reading it, just to kind of switch. Okay. And then Half His Age by Jeanette McCurdy. I actually have read this one already and I didn't like it. It just wasn't for me. I just kind of thought it was shock value for shock value, and I didn't really feel like we got much character development. The subject matter, like, that didn't bother me. It just, I don't know, I didn't think it was very meaningful. I didn't really care about it at the end. Not as much as her memoir. And then Wild Dark Shore was the Lolly winner for Book of the Month, so I just got that one in my my March box, I think. And honestly, everybody has talked about it and read it, so I'm looking forward to picking that up. And one of my former students, now friends, she and I talk books, and she just sent me a Snapchat that like she devoured that. I think she said she read it like in one night or something, or one day. And so I was looking even more forward to reading it. Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. Wow. Has been on my list for, at least a year or so. I have a copy of it, and I read David Copperfield Not by Choice in high school, so I wanted to read this one. So that's half of my year. Let's see, which books do I own? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 out of the 13 are books that I own. I actually sold this back to our bookstore. I don't own Ninth House, I don't think, or Hellbent. I think Ninth House I read through Kindle Unlimited, and I don't remember where I read Hellbent, whether that was a library book or through like an ebook or something. I don't know that I'll buy this. I'll see if somebody has a copy I can borrow, or if I can get it from the library. So those are my only two And then I think I'm gonna update so that I can finally do like a video to fill it out, is this book bingo. And I know I'm gonna stop this and make my prompts and then fill it in with everybody. Okay, I wrote all my prompts down on paper and put them in my cup. And since I've already read a couple books this year, I didn't want to like put them down and make myself a bingo. So I decided I'd pull them out. I'm not sure. Last year I just colored them in and I didn't track it. But I don't think I really want to put like, I don't want to cover, maybe I'll make like a vellum square that goes on top of it with the title. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. I'm just going to write the titles. So I'm just going to go across. I don't do a free space. I didn't do a free space last year. I actually did a prompt in there. So I guess we'll do that. Yellow cover. Multiple POVs. I love a good multiple POV book. Green cover. One word title. Book of the month pick. An arc. Hopefully I have enough. I didn't actually count. So BIPOC author. Or 26 and 26 book. Flowers on cover. Library book. This first one. A color in the title. Takes place during the fall. My favorite season. 5-star fave. I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's colder. That one's in the middle. I like that. Read 36 books. Read 36 books. I did 36 because that's how old I'll be this year. If you were wondering. Collection of short stories. It's 500 plus pages. Made you cry. I don't like how I wrote that. An ebook. Okay, main character has a pet. Less than 300 pages. The year I was born. Published the year I was born. I'm going to put the year I was born in so it can take place in the year I was born, or it can be published, which is 1990. On TBR for 3+ years. LGBTQA+ book. Recommended by a friend. Oh, I did it perfect. There's one more. Historical fiction. Okay, so that's my bingo board. I went to an art teacher conference when I was in college, and I did a Zen Tangle, Zen Doodle activity, and we got a bunch of micron pens and this cool little pouch, and I love it. Some days I wish I was an art teacher still, and then some days I don't. I gotta find the one I like to write with. Maybe the PN will be good. Okay. Okay, so that's all filled out. I'm gonna let it dry for a second just to try and avoid any smearing. I hope I'm talking loud enough because I forgot to put on my microphone. Anybody like these erasers? I love them. The Pentel Click erasers. I have several of them and I like them a lot. I have a nice, like, flat eraser too. A mono, yeah. I like these. Mono eraser, it's a good one. Kind of okay with having some sketches in my, behind my stuff in my Hobonichi. Like that. Especially if I'm going to color over it. So that's my book bingo. So you'll see me fill this out. I hope to do, you know, all of the pages and update my first 10 books. So I'll see you next time. Hopefully I'll be able to get that within the next week or so. Thanks for watching.